You are watching the Be a Hero Gaming channel, where we talk about games and being a hero in your games, but more importantly, how you can be a hero in your real lives. Today, we're going to talk about a thing called opportunity cost. And for those of you who have taken business classes or finance classes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But for those of you who do not, opportunity cost means if I buy one thing, I'm giving up the opportunity to buy something else. So if I spend $1 on a candy bar, I am giving up the opportunity to spend $1 on an uncommon card that I want to put in my deck. And the reason why we're talking about this today is because of something that Magic has done that is concerning to me. And I think it all kind of started with these things. Warhammer 40K, Lord of the Rings, and Universes Beyond. For those of you who have been paying attention to pre-orders, Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering is hot and heavy in the pre-orders. And personally, I don't think I'm going to buy any Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering cards. And here's the thing. I like Final Fantasy, and I grew up playing Final Fantasy 3 when it came out, and there's a couple other weird ones like 1 and 2 and 4 that showed up later in the US. And Final Fantasy 3 was awesome as a kid. When the PlayStation came out and Final Fantasy 7 came out, played that and thought that game was a lot of fun. I like Magic the Gathering, and I like to play Magic the Gathering, but I don't feel like the two of them go together. I feel like Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy. Magic is Magic. If it was only that, maybe I'd buy them. Maybe I'd buy the cards. If it was only the fact that I feel like they should be separate. But there's a major issue with the price of some of these cards. And the thing I think is interesting, and I don't think this is an accident, okay? This is not an accident that we've got draft boosters and we've got set boosters, and those aren't doing very well. So let's just combine them into play boosters. But hey, now the play boosters have to be more expensive because they're kind of like set boosters, but you can also draft them. So let's just bump the price up a little bit for the play boosters. But oh, hey, guess what? The price is dropping for the play boosters. It's coming down, but there's only 30 play boosters in there. So did it really come down? I don't know. So you get less packs in the box, but the price is lower, so it's more affordable. But the interesting thing is, now the price has gone up, but there's still 30 packs in the box. So what kind of sense does that make? And again, this is no accident. I think this is all strategy from the company. Final Fantasy Collector booster boxes are pre-ordering for $500, $600, $700. An insane amount of money. I just can't even believe that. For a box of 12 packs of collector booster packs. And you know that the people that are buying those are probably not the players, because you can play with just regular cards. You don't need the collector booster packs to play the game. And I just feel like, does Wizards of the Coast realize that there's a limit to how much money we can spend on our hobbies? Okay, it just can't keep going higher and higher and higher and higher to infinity. There comes a point where you can't bring the price up anymore. We can't pay for these things. And so I've just decided I'm just not going to buy Final Fantasy cards. And in fact, the last couple of sets that have come out, I haven't bought any of those either. That's mainly just because of the mayhem of the market right now, and people going crazy, and Innistrad going up, Aether Drift went up and then went back down, and it's just too wild right now. And sure, I buy stuff and leave it boxed and don't open it. And some stuff I open and we play. Some stuff I leave boxed, hoping the value will go up. But I bought it at a reasonable price. I bought it at a reasonable price, and I'm just going to hang on to it and see what happens with it. But the thing that's really, and I've made some other videos about this, but the thing that really bothers me about Magic in general is I like Magic the Gathering because of what it is by itself. I don't like Magic the Gathering because it's Warhammer or Lord of the Rings or and again, some of you watch this might be like, well, you're a hypocrite because you have those things in your house. You own those things. And you're right. You're right. I do own these things. And I bought them because I like Warhammer. Does Warhammer go with Magic? Not really. But I like Warhammer, so I bought these. And Lord of the Rings came out. Who doesn't like Lord of the Rings? And so I bought those, but it became a slippery slope. And now it's not even really Magic anymore. It's all these other things. It's Marvel, and it's all these video game franchises that are getting incorporated into this game. It's not even a game anymore. Now let's talk about opportunity cost. Anytime you buy something, you are giving up the opportunity to buy something else. One thing, if you haven't watched, I'm sure you've seen the professor over at the Tolarian Community College. He had some great videos and great information on being a player of this game. And he made an interesting analysis, which I thought the very same thing. So for one collector booster box of Final Fantasy, you could literally buy a Nintendo Switch and like 3 games for one collector booster box. So you're going to open 12 packs and then it's over. You could play a Nintendo Switch for days and weeks and months and like have like 3 games for it. You could buy a new PlayStation. What do they have? 5? Is the PlayStation 5 is the one that's out now? You could buy a PlayStation 5 for what a collector booster box costs of Final Fantasy. You can almost buy a laptop, a cheaper one, but you can buy a laptop computer for what a Final Fantasy 7, or not 7, but any Final Fantasy collector booster box costs. It is just mind-blowing when I think about what I could buy instead of buying those cards. And I think the play boosters are selling for like 200 plus or something like that. For 2 collector booster boxes of Final Fantasy, you could buy a box of Fallen Empires and a box of Homelands and a box of Chronicles, which some of you might be thinking, what in the heck are those? Old school sets that had a bunch of silly cards in them that nobody even really wants, and none of them are really worth any money. But the point is that is Magic the Gathering. That is what it's supposed to be. An original game that was created that apparently they just ran out of ideas. They came out with sets too fast, and all these worlds just got too old, and what else can we incorporate into this game? But I think it's more than that. I think it's people like this stuff. People buy this stuff, and they spend a lot of money on it. And people are still buying Lord of the Rings. Let's just keep printing it and printing it. People are buying this stuff. Hey, forget regular Magic the Gathering. People don't buy that. People buy the Universes Beyond. And so they're incorporating all these different IPs into the game to bring new players into the game, which is great, I guess. If you're bringing new players in the game, that's great. But they're not playing Magic. They're playing Magic the Gathering rules, but it's not Magic. And again, even when we play, we have a couple of these decks open and we play. I don't really feel like I'm playing Magic. I feel like I'm playing Warhammer, but with cards instead of miniatures, instead of models. And I realize it makes a lot of money, and I kind of think that's where they're going with it. They're trying to make a lot of money. But unfortunately, Magic has just lost its identity. It's not even Magic anymore. And unfortunately, the price has gone higher and higher and higher because, hey, people are paying it, so why not just jack the price up? I feel like there's got to be a ceiling. There's got to be a point where people just say, not just me and not just the professor over the Tolarian Community College, the community says, enough. We can't spend $700 for a collector booster box. We can't spend $200 plus for a box of play boosters. And I want to go draft at my local game store. And speaking of which, me and my son used to love pre-release night. And we would go to pre-release night and we'd buy the pre-release kit and we'd play, and it was a lot of fun. And ever since they came out with play boosters, we have not gone. And the reason why is because it used to be $30 for a pre-release kit. Now it's $40 for a pre-release kit. So if I go and my 2 sons go, I'm spending $120 plus tax to do a pre-release night. $120. So in each kit, I can't remember, I think you get like 6 packs or something. So I'm getting 18 packs, and for $120, I could buy a booster box. of 36, there's 30. I could buy a booster box for what I spend on a pre-release kit. I don't want to pay the prices anymore. And I feel bad because I loved supporting my local game store and going and participating in those tournaments with everybody, opening up the pre-release kit, seeing what cards we get, making a deck. It was a lot of fun. But we just don't go anymore. Since it's $40, what's going to be next? $50 and 60 and then 100, and then we can't keep paying higher and higher prices. And so, yeah, a couple of the latest sets I haven't bought just because of the mayhem and the I don't know what the word is for people just going nuts buying these things. But with the Final Fantasy stuff, I'm just not going to buy it. And my opinion is, I don't think you should either. I don't think people should buy that. I don't think people should spend that kind of money on a hobby, some cards that you're going to open up, and you might get some good stuff, you might not, but man, that's a lot of money. You could almost pay your rent for a couple collector booster boxes. You could pay your rent. I mean, it's just insane to think about what you could pay, what you could buy with that money. I know rent's not super awesome. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go pay my rent. I'm really excited about that. I realize the game might be more fun than that, but I'm just saying, when you compare other things that you could buy instead of spending that money on a bunch of cards, it's pretty mind-blowing. I really hope nobody buys this. I hope, but they will, because people love Final Fantasy. I can't believe this. It's so amazing. And Wizards knows it. They know it. And so let's just jack the price way up. We're going to make a killing off of these people. Do the cards cost any more money to make? No. In fact, we're making less of the cards, and we're selling to you for more. Think about that. Think about that. Think about what they're doing to you as the consumer, as the community, when they're saying, you really like our game? Okay, that's great. We're glad you like it. We're going to say the same thing. We're going to charge you 3 times as much because you really like it. No, not cool. And who knows? We'll see. The pre-releases are going crazy. People are buying them. People are pre-ordering them. Or sorry, not pre-release, pre-order. People are pre-ordering the cards and stuff, and it's going crazy. We'll see. But I won't be buying any. Hopefully, guys, when you spend any kind of money, you think about the opportunity cost. You think about, let's see, what do I really need to buy? What are my needs? What are things that are important for supporting myself and my loved ones? Let's do that stuff first. Save some money. Keep some money saved away for a rainy day. Invest for the future. Invest for your retirement. But when you have some leftover money, think about what you're spending it on. What you could spend it on. I really want to buy this thing, but what can I buy instead? And I think you'll be shocked when you realize the stuff you spend your money on could be spent on something way better, way more useful, way more memorable, and way more valuable. I hope you guys are playing games. Hope you guys are being heroes out there. And thanks so much for watching. Take care, guys.